What if Skyrim under ulfric, who not ulfric, Elswith, I don't care. So I'm doing this on not a like a real world empire. I'm gonna go with Ulfric Stormcloak. So he's High King. I'm gonna start with Skyrim. Maybe do Cyrodiil. So we're gonna start with High Rock. At least I think that's High Rock. Yeah, that's High Rock. Gonna start with the neighbors. No, not Hammerfell. I'm gonna start with that. I'm gonna do mythical emperors, so I'm gonna start with Skyrim and go down the list. So, they expect them to come, so they went charging. No, you turd. So they went charging in. High Rock. Skyrim got they rebuild the army. Get better, armor. Better some sort of armor. And, mountaineers. So they're, pushing in fast and they're just pushing in. And I don't know what a capital is, so I gotta say they just took it in there. They have low divisions anyway, so it's terrible. They had terrible divisions. Terrible. They just wanted the territory. So they took it. So they just made very big they got more territory and they put a vassal in control of Skyrim, not Skyrim, High Rock, because Ulfric can't have High Rock in that territory because the whole country will be in shambles. So I don't know where the Dragonborn DLC took place. I don't think about Morrowind, but I think that area has its own country. I'm gonna say it is part of Morrowind, but it's its own. So they went a secret attack and just took the coast in the middle of the night. Yeah? Huh? I'm doing something. And plus this rain. Sorry about that. I was talking to somebody. So they discovered that they were going to be being attacked. They're being attacked. This is his own country because I don't know where the Skyrim I don't know when it takes place, the Dragonborn DLC. So it's a small country. There are monsters and stuff, so they're losing numbers. But this great Stormcloak army is just too good and too powerful. So they got the entire coast right here and the northern coast. and they put it as a vassal because this country is unstable. It's very unstable. It's just like too unstable. High Rock, well, too. They lost their government. I gotta say this. They lost their government. It's too unstable, so they need to put... So, it's a very unstable country. Very unstable. They lost their government. It's not okay. So Morrowind is allowed to trade, but in exchange, they just want this territory, and that's fine to connect it. They became allies, trade partners, and then eventually allies. I gotta put that there, but that's not really untrue. So they connect it. And as an ally, I'm gonna put light blue as an ally. No. I have to erase it on. As an ally, they have some sort of ally. Ulfric now has a new nickname. He married Elisif. There was a great Skyrim wedding under Ulfric and Elisif. Under Elisif, and because Elisif was now gaining respect for Ulfric, they have complications in the past, but they're now actually like they became friends, like they withstand and everything. He became the Great. I keep doing that all the time. It is not... they got the port, but Hammerfell is having it. Hammerfell, they're under war, so I'm gonna put yellow for the Falmore took this country, and they're right there on the border, and they're not gonna take that. It's rain. They're not gonna take that. So Somerset Isles has to fall. But with this war with the Hammerfells, there is just completely... They don't have these islands. No, thank you. They need... So... They're too powerful, and they already took this. They're just too fast. Somerset Isles are just... They became crazy unstable. And they just took it. And... They took that real quick. They took that just fast and real quick. They had to respond, so they pushed in and took that. They're under the Falmore. Because I don't know what the Falmore are. Like a fascist? I gotta say they're fascist. They're a fascist government. They're a military junta when the military is in power. And they took it because their numbers were just too low. And Hammerfell wanted to be under Skyrim because they were under good treatment. They want to be under that. they splitted Hammerfell. The same thing like Germany was. They split it. They completely, like, split it. Skyrim took... they split it. They split it in half. No, they actually conquered... They conquered the Somerset Isles. And actually preached Talos, and they adopted it. Somerset Isles adopted Talos as a religion. So, and who was in charge was Elisif the Fair, who got this. Skyrim is beefy right now. Took these ports and stuff. They're beefy with one arrow who's Morrowind. Elisif. No! I just freaking erased that all. Are you kidding me? Now I gotta fill it in. So, yeah. Elisif the Fair was in power. Oh my gosh! I can't zoom in. This is ridiculous. Thank you. Elisif took control of it as, territory. And people wanted her. And she was becoming a good queen. Ulfric was teaching her how to rule. So they're an ally. So she's queen of the Somerset Isles, not the first ever foreign. The Cyrodiilic Empire. The Cyrodiilic Empire fell in shambles because the Dragonborn murdered the Emperor, and while the Dragonborn, he died during... He somehow died after the fight with Alduin. He died unexplainably. It was just too much. He died. And Skyrim had a big funeral. And under the Dragonborn's name, Ulfric now became the last Dragonborn. Because he gained the power. Because the Dragonborn chose Ulfric. They gave him the power of the Dragonborn. He became the Dragonborn. He had a claim to the Cyrodiilic Empire. The dead Cyrodiilic. It's now just the Cyrodiilic Republic. So it was the best candidate, so now it's under Ulfric because they had a big coronation. And he became High King of Cyrodiil. Literally, Cyrodiil. Not just Skyrim, Cyrodiil. Cyrodiil. A big empire. Galmar was the commander of the armies. Everything. He controlled... the Skyrim was beefy. Black Marsh now... They wanted to join Morrowind, so they joined Morrowind. This is where the Algonians live. Now is the Kingdom of Morrowind under a big king. A very good king. Ulfric died unexplainably. Died in his sleep. So Elisif the Fair became Elisif of the Skyrim Empire. now it's not queen, it's High Empress, High Empress of Skyrim, because now Skyrim was big. There's under Regent, there's lords everywhere, because every conquered territory there's a legion. Because, well, after the Civil War, everything was in shambles because the Cyrillic Empire fell. It's the same thing like the Roman Empire. It's the same thing. And so here's the Skyrim Empire. These were good governments. They're not going to mess